is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for weakness. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul.
Welcome to the Wrestle Story, where we discuss all things wrestling, the legends of the past, the superstars of the present, and the trailblazers of the future. We stream every Monday after Raw, every Wednesday after AEW and NXT, and every Friday after SmackDown. Tonight, we have Raw. James, I'm sorry that you will no longer be able to see Becky. By the
Hey,
way,
folks!
hello, James, Scott, Jordan, Johnell, and did I miss anybody? Zandel. How's it going? Ka-chow.
What is up, folks?
Yes, what
How's
is up?
it hanging? Wow. Tonight's Raw, I thought was pretty decent.
Solid.
I thought it was a solid show.
Yes.
A lot of stuff went down.
Yes.
A lot of crazy stuff.
Yes.
So we got
Crazy
to talk
stuff.
about it.
I'm happy the belt is off her. No offense.
We got a lot to talk about. We got
A
lot to talk about. So, yes, it was announced.
Becky Lynch beats Ronda again.
Unfortunately, yes. Yeah, earlier today, they...
Hello, Elijah. How you doing? Hey, Gleen. Sting has left WWE as head to AEW and managed Darby Allin. That'd be sweet.
Did you see they canceled his figure?
If he went to... I did not.
Why are you still awake?
Has Maven stopped crying yet?
Yes.
Yeah, finally, yes.
It's not like I was crying
Seth
all
Rollins
night.
looks so sad. He was sad.
So, yeah. Sting's,
Here, wait, before we do this. If you have a Twitch account, go over to Twitch for us, please, because we are, like, really close to receiving our affiliate with them.
Yeah.
So if you have a Twitch account, at least sign in and, like, chat from there. I know. A lot to ask.
But Sting, there's a figure of Sting's... What's a Twitch? Sting had a figure that was supposed to be coming out in the Legends line or something like that, and it got canceled. It's no longer coming out.
Well, you know why?
And people are like, why is that?
Because he's going to AEW. So he's going to have an AEW figure.
Maven, how come you're not sad about Becky as Becky says?
James?
Oh, believe me.
She was crying.
I was crying. And I'm probably going to get a little emotional talking about it. Just because it's not, I'm upset about her leaving because it's, like, great for her. And it's so amazing. But, like, everything that she's done over the... I have a tissue right here.
Okay, good.
Everything that
she came prepared.
Everything that Becky's done for the women's division over the last 2 years has been so, like, huge. And it's just, like, looking at all of that and all of her accomplishments and everything. It's just, like, it's crazy. And that's kind of what I'm emotional about. It's just that whole aspect of things. So, yeah. Sorry, folks.
This wasn't a Maven rant. It was a Maven cry. Hashtag Maven cries.
And I'm going to have black crap all down my face. But
Yep. Black crap down your face.
It's okay. We're cool. It's life. So, yeah. I'm a cheeseball, and only I would cry over wrestling. But, you know, it's fine.
Yes.
So...
Not only you. If there was a crowd there would have been a lot of people crying.
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay, I'm leaving now.
I'm sure. So, yeah. It was cool. I liked the way they did it.
I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
And it was just, like, so sweet.
Hashtag Maven cried.
Just watching Asuka and, like, her reaction to everything, it was really cool. And I don't know if she knew or not, but, you know, the reaction seemed pretty genuine and pretty, like, oh my gosh, like, this is, like, crazy, you know? And so, yes, folks, we can just get right into it, because I'm already bawling my eyes out, and we're only 7 minutes into the show. All right, moving on. So, we start the show with Money in the Bank, the recap.
Yes.
So they recap the entire thing, and it was cool.
That is a good question, Scott. That is a very good question. I cried like a damn baby, and I am a grown man. I told you. You weren't the only one that was crying.
So, yeah. Becky then comes out, and, well, earlier today, they announced that she had...
John L. tried to warn you.
She had a career-altering announcement, and then that's kind of where the speculation began. And everybody was like, oh, what's it going to be? Like, what's it going to be, you know? And I was sitting there, and I wasn't really worried about it until I started looking at stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is she going to say? And so she comes out, she says, tonight is no ordinary night for me. I asked the decision makers to make a little change in the Money in the Bank ladder match yesterday. She came out, she didn't have her championship, she had the briefcase. She says, when I came here, I didn't know anyone, and I was worried that no one would care about a loud-mouthed Irish woman who liked puns and toast. Asuka then comes out and is like,
Becky Lynch,
what are you doing? The Money in the Bank briefcase is mine. And Becky's like, yeah.
Don't cry again.
Yeah, you're right. The briefcase is yours. But it's what's inside that is truly, like, the big deal. And she's like, yeah, I haven't been able to open it till now. Had a special combination. She opens it, and the Raw Women's Championship is in the briefcase. She says, you know, Asuka, you are now the Raw Women's Champion, because I can't fight anymore. And Asuka went nuts. Asuka took the belt. She danced up and down the ramp. She got on the announcer's table, did a dance. It was the funniest thing ever. And then Asuka's, like, wow, this is I'm the Raw Women's Champion? I can't believe this. And then Becky, she goes on to say, you go be a warrior, because I'm going to go and be a mother. And then that's kind of when it got me, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest in my life. I freaked out, and I don't know. It was...
Becky's Death New Series coming soon. Mr. and Miss.
It was a great segment, and I think it was a good way to do it, and I enjoyed it. And, Becky was genuinely like, I'm leaving one dream to go to the next dream, and this is, like, so cool, but at the same time, it's so sad because, I've worked my butt off to get here and to be the top, and she has, and she's had, like I said, one of the best runs that, anybody's had in the women's division in the last 2 years, and she's been the top, and now they're gonna have to build up, I feel like it was almost kind of just handed to Asuka tonight that she's gonna be the face of the women's division right now, which I like, and I like that they're giving it to Asuka, somebody who deserves it, somebody else who's worked their butt off to get to where they are, and I think it'll be cool. Have anything to add to this?
Well, the one thing I didn't like about it, I thought, her coming out, and I like, if Asuka's, looking at Asuka, her reaction seemed like she had no clue what was going to happen. She didn't know that she was going to get it, just based off what she did, or the way she reacted. I wish they would have done this different, whether they would have had a tournament to have a champion and then Asuka goes in and wins it with Money in the Bank, or if they had, they decided, oh, we're going to give it to Shayna, and then have Asuka cash in, like, right away, and beat her that way.
See, if this was the case, from the beginning, if they, obviously they weren't, planning on, Becky, it just happened, and so, I don't necessarily think this is probably the way they were like, we want to do this, but, it's cool. And,
Sandel was crying too, so don't feel
giving it to Asuka, I think it's cool, and I think it was an innovative way to do it, instead of having, because obviously Becky can't wrestle anymore.
Maybe storyline better
and
than
so,
promo.
I think doing it this way, it worked, and now Asuka has held the Raw Women's Championship, she's held the SmackDown Women's Championship, the NXT Women's Championship, she's won the Royal Rumble, she's won Money in the Bank, and she's been a tag team champion, so she's literally done everything.
Yeah.
So, I think it's cool giving it to her, and I really don't have a problem with it.
Well, like I said, the only issue I have with it is they could have done it better. I think they could have made it so there was a storyline there, and they could have created a storyline out of this rather than just handing it to her. So they could have done something with it little better than what they did. I'm wondering, was she wrestling while pregnant and didn't know because people are saying she was pregnant for a while.
Well,
she's been pregnant for about 2 months from what I read.
Yeah, she said she found out in April. So whether that was before Mania, after Mania, who knows?
Whoa, wait, Asuka was SmackDown's champion?
Yeah, she was SmackDown Women's Champion.
She was SmackDown Women's
She won it off of Becky.
Yes.
Funny how this... And then the other thing that I love about this is it's full circle for the Asuka and Becky thing. They hated each other. And that was Becky's one feud that she couldn't get past. And then she did. And then Asuka came back with Money in the Bank. And she was going to have to fight Becky again. But Becky just gave her the belt. And so I think that was kind of a cool full circle thing.
Well, and
letting it, giving it to Asuka.
Well, and that's why I wonder if they if Becky didn't say, hey, I have so much respect for Asuka. I want to give the belt
To her.
Yeah.
So, and I guess it explains why they didn't put the belt on Shayna, I guess, if that makes sense. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, she might not have known at WrestleMania, but still, you know? I mean, they wouldn't have had to go through any of this if that was the case. But
Asuka's a future Hall of Famer.
Oh boy. So
She
yeah.
should be. Props to Asuka for breaking kayfabe for congratulating Becky. That's why I said I wonder if she actually, like, when this whole thing happened, I wonder, because of her reaction, just the way she reacted, she either did a really good job of acting, or she actually didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Because her reaction told me, I mean, just watching her reaction said, hey, you know, she had no clue what was going on. Should Seth take time off too? I think he
probably will down the line
as they get closer to the time for the baby to be due. I think as we get closer to December when it's due, I think you'll probably see him take time off.
Yeah. But yeah, this was a cool segment. I liked it. It was good. And then you saw on Twitter everybody just talking about, you know, well, obviously congratulating Becky and Seth, but then just, you know, sharing how Becky's helped them in some way.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool. And again, that was something else that, you know, I bawled my eyes out over, was just seeing all the stuff and, like, I don't know. So, where are we going next? To the moon? Cool. And then we'll be back. So, yeah, it was a cool segment. Enjoyed it. It was fun. Then we had Becky backstage being congratulated by superstars. The funny thing about this was it was only the face superstars. It wasn't any of the heels or anything, which I was like, that was funny.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Cool. So, we had that, and then we got Bobby Lashley versus Humberto Carrillo. Why? I don't quite know.
I didn't get this.
This was one of those segments that I was like, what? Like, what? What are we doing? So, like, people, I don't know what we're doing with Lashley. I mean, I feel like later in the show they kind of are showing where he's going to go, but, like, it just doesn't, it's like, what are you doing with him? You know?
Yeah. I didn't totally get that.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
No.
So, who knows?
This is what I'll do next week. Lead a tournament to the winner face Asuka at Backlash 8 or 10 women. I think if you're going to do it, you do 8, but I think it's too late. I think it's already been done. I think they're probably going to set her up against, I'm guessing, Shayna.
Maybe Kyrie.
Possibly. It's okay, Maven. Stop. You're going to make me cry.
Sorry, dude. I think I'm done now. But yeah, Lashley won the match. It was like whatever.
Do you think Charlotte says something on Friday about Becky Lynch?
Well, she put out a tweet congratulating her, and people were like, I don't know if she's going to do that just because it's, you know, kayfabe and stuff. But she did. And
Humberto's boring because they make him boring. They need to do something with him.
Yeah.
I think if they did something with him, I think he'd be a little more exciting.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, he's. I think he's good in the ring.
Yeah.
I think it's his character more than anything.
I agree. Mr. Gleen, you said hello.
Yes, I did.
Hello.
Trying to get
Hello, Mr. Gleen.
Trying to get the Twitch numbers up.
What's up, Mr. Gleen? How you doing, Mr. Gleen? So we have that, and then we get the Street Profits talking about challenging the Viking Raiders to a basketball game.
You know what? I'm going to tell you, I thought this was stupid at the beginning, but I like the way it ended it.
I thought it was stupid regardless.
I thought the beginning was stupid. I like the way they ended it. He doesn't have personality.
So
He doesn't, but I think part of that is you have to teach him and show him the way.
So we had that.
And I think he's going to be like one of those, a lot of those lucha wrestlers don't necessarily have personality because they don't do a lot of talking.
Yeah. So we had that, and then we got an Asuka interview, and essentially she was like, yay!
There is no wild card. It's just I think the wild card's gone. I think it's just going to be a matter of people bouncing back and forth. But what will you do with Humberto, Gleen? Your opinion. I think that with Humberto, I would put him with a manager. I don't know who, but put him with a manager and go from there. But put him with somebody. Put him with Paul Heyman. Put him with somebody, and then allow him to try and build from there.
Yeah.
And then if he can't build up his character, then that's on him.
Hey, it's Mrs. Gleen.
Hello, Mrs. Gleen.
What is up? So we then have an Asuka interview. She's talking about, I can't believe I'm the Raw Women's Champion, and Kairi comes up and she's all like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this, and it was so cute. And then we had Edge and Orton, the recap. We had that from kind of a recap of their Mania match. Cool.
Yeah.
We then had Theory, Garza, and Andrade all arguing backstage. What?
Yeah. Well, I think
the beginning of the end?
The thing is, I think it's the beginning of the end is what I think.
Like,
I think you're going to see them split up. Since Garza was kind of like, last week, and maybe they just dropped it, looking at Charlie.
mm-hmm.
That I think that may be where they're headed with that, but who knows?
Interesting.
Raw will never be the same. I think I will take some time from watching Raw because it just won't be the same. Oh, I tweeted out People's Magazine about Becky. Check it out. Cool article. We'll check it out, James.
So...
But you can always come in here, James, and we'll let you know what happened on Raw.
Yes. Mrs. G is here. Yes, Mrs. G.
Mrs. G is in the house.
Mrs. G is here just in time to watch me finish not crying. So... yeah, we then have Theory, Andrade, Garza arguing backstage, beginning of the end. Cool, whatever. We then get Garza versus Akira Tozawa. Garza won, and then Theory and Garza get in each other's faces. And I don't know, I didn't see any tweets or anything, but, Theory was like, oh, dude, it was just a tweet or something like that. I was like, what? Did I miss something?
Yeah.
Did I miss something here?
Yeah.
Was there a tweet?
Maybe.
Because if there was a tweet, I was going to have to
don't
look
talk
it
about
up.
Asuka, Becky, the title, or I'll have to break my rules about being on the camera to bring you some tissues. She had a tissue ready to go.
I did. I brought a tissue in because I knew since it was...
Humberto, man.
First segment, I knew.
Humberto managed by Ray. I don't think Ray's a good talker. I think you have to have someone that's good on the mic.
I don't know what tweet we're talking about. Because Theory was like, oh, dude, it was just one tweet. And I'm like, what tweet? I missed something. What are you talking about? Why are you two fighting? What?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. So, Garza won the match. Theory and Garza get in each other's faces. And then McIntyre comes out, and I was like, this is so random. This entire thing was just so random. And I was like, what? So McIntyre comes out, Theory gets Claymore in the face, and Garza's all like, and Andrade was laughing too. Garza gets Claymore in the face, and then Andrade and Drew just get in each other's faces and are like, you wanna fight? I'm like, okay. We then get Andrade versus Drew for the second time? Third time? I don't know how many times these dudes have fought, but I didn't need to see it again. I mean, sure, they made magic the first time, but now it's kind of like, I'm good.
Becky has a cinematic Marvel movie coming soon. Yes.
I'm good, I didn't need to see it again. A tissue?
A tissue. This is bigger than one tissue.
A tissue.
She has
a tissue. It's not very big. It has makeup all over it. You know that it's mine. And yes.
She needs the whole box. Maybe 2 boxes.
Yeah. So, Drew won the match. It was cool. Drew then comes well,
What was the point of?
I don't know. I think it was just to get Drew out there to like do this segment and this next segment, but it was like so
weird. You couldn't just have him come out and challenge Corbin.
It was like so random though. It's like so weird. So Drew gets on the mic. He says, "I didn't come down here to have a match, but hey, here we are. I came out to say a couple of things. Last night I beat Seth. He put up a hell of a fight, but I beat him. The next thing that I really came out here to say, the brand-to-brand invitation. Someone from SmackDown wanted to challenge me. So, here we are. Here we are. He is someone who most people hate. I've been in teams with him, and I can vouch he is a terrible human being. Next week, it'll be Drew McIntyre versus King Corbin. I can't wait! Said nobody ever. You should have just wiped all the makeup off after the announcement, Maven. I should have, but I didn't. It's okay. My eyes, they look like a black hole, so it's cool. It doesn't make a difference. If I have black crap running down my face, I mean, it'll look normal, right? Hey, Bendy. What up,
hello,
dude?
Bendy.
We get
Drew,
that next week.
Drew, but WWE better not give Drew the Roman Reigns treatment. Yeah, I agree. I don't, I...
Said nobody?
They need to...
Ever.
They need to let him hold this for a while, because I think, his promos have been pretty good when he's doing this.
I agree.
The only thing I wish they would have left it open-ended with who he was going to fight next week from SmackDown. I mean, they could have said, hey, everybody would have figured it out, but he said, I'm looking to fight a king next, or something like that. And so they could have left it at that, and I'm going to challenge all the kings in WWE. And done it that way.
I thought it was Drew versus Bray Wyatt. I was about to freak out. Honestly, I did too. I thought it was going to be Bray Wyatt for some strange reason. But it wasn't. That was kind of where my mind went to first. And then he started talking about how he teamed with him. And I was like, it's Corbin. And I was like, well, that's a waste of time.
I guess I would get on the Asuka bandwagon. She would be a filler for me till Becky returns. If Becky returns.
Yeah, she said she's leaving it. She said, never say never. If I come back, I come back. But if I don't, it just kind of depends where life takes me. So, Otis is on Miz TV this week on SmackDown. And Charlotte's going to be on SmackDown too. We got told that today.
Yes.
Yippee-ki-yay. So we then get Bobby Lashley and MVP backstage. Bobby Lashley was on this show so very much. MVP asks when the last time Lashley fought for the WWE Championship was, and MVP's like, oh wait, back in 2007. And you know what? Back in 2007, that's when I was just getting my start here in WWE. And then, and here I am now. I'm back. And you're still in the exact same spot you were in back in 2007.
Yes.
So, something's got to change, dude. You got to change something. Because if you don't, you're not gonna make it anywhere. So MVP walks away, and then Lana's walking down the hallway, and MVP just kind of looks at her and is like, if he needs some changes and he wants some changes, you know where to find me. And Lana just freaked out. I'm like, what is your problem, lady? You scream too much. Why are you screaming? You didn't need to scream. Just go away. So, that was that.
Don't see enough Charlotte on NXT. Now we get to see her on SmackDown. Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of crossover stuff now. I said they should have been doing this for a long time. Just because it would make better storylines rather than having the same people fight over and over and over and over again. Hopefully this becomes more than just one or two people coming over and doing the crossover thing, because if they want to keep storylines fresh and keeps things interesting, they need to do it.
Yeah, and okay, honestly, and especially now more than ever, they don't have and they're not going to have their big superstars for a while. Becky's now gone, and she was one of our top women. Roman is not around.
Yeah.
So, those are two of your huge superstars that are out. And Seth's going to be gone in a matter of months. So, they're going to have to start building up some new stars.
I agree.
Because,
I think they need to build up stars, but the issue is I think they need to... The building up the stars is fine.
And that's what I'm saying along with you is with doing both shows, they're gonna have to do it more now than they were before because, like I said, they're losing a lot of their superstars. They don't have Becky, they don't have Roman, they're not gonna have Seth in a matter of months. So they have to build up some people that can kind of take their places, so to speak. Yeah. Because if they don't, they're not going to have
Drew's
good
gonna
stuff.
let you fight a king named Baron Corbin. And I want you to claymore him. Oh, yes. I feel bad for Lana. We're sorry, Gleen.
So.
SmackDown vs. Raw Backlash, agreed, Gleen. I don't think you have to do the SmackDown Raw brand. I think, you could have your factions. This is where having factions would help out a lot more than what they do.
Yeah.
And so, you could do your Survivor Series or your, whatever you're going to do and make it interesting if you had more factions going on.
Yeah. So,
SmackDown Tag Team Champions, New Day versus NXT or Raw Tag Team. Yeah, and that's what I would love to see. And this is what I would love to see. Get rid of the SmackDown Tag Team Championships or the Raw Tag Team Championships. Just have one belt for tag teams because they don't mean anything. There's just not enough tag teams. I think they need to spread that out. And it would make it more interesting if you had a lot of crossover stuff, especially on the tag team side of things. But having different wrestlers face each other would make it... You could come up with a lot more storylines and easier storylines. And I'm not saying, like, show the same people on Raw and then turn around and show them on NXT and then turn around and show them on, SmackDown. You could have different storylines going on across each brand,
tag team championship.
Keep people mixing up on different brands, and I think that not only would it keep things fresh, but you may get people to go watch NXT for this storyline that you would not normally get to go watch on NXT, or you may get them to watch on SmackDown that you wouldn't normally get to watch on SmackDown, and I think it just keeps things fresh and entertaining.
Yeah.
Do you think Otis brings Mandy Rose
on Miss TV? Maybe.
Possibly.
There's a couple different directions they could go with that. I've seen a couple different ideas thrown around that Otis will cash in on tag team championships, he'll cash in on Braun, or he'll give the briefcase to Mandy.
Yeah.
Which I think would be interesting if he tried to give the briefcase to Mandy. Yeah. Honestly. I'd be intrigued by that. So, after the MVP Lashley segment, we get Moment of Bliss. They're essentially just sitting there. They're talking about, Becky and how amazing and awesome it was. And then the IICONICS come out. The IICONICS are back. They have returned. And they're like, seriously, we're not about to be upstaged by a baby. Not happening. So here we are. And we deserve a match for the tag team titles. And Alexa and Nikki are like, I don't think so. No. And then the IICONICS are like, okay, fine. We're not leaving the building without a match. It doesn't have to be for the belts, because you two are a bunch of wuss balls and won't put them on the line. But we just want a match. And so we get IICONICS versus Bliss and Cross. The IICONICS won. I missed them.
Same IICONICS.
I missed the IICONICS.
I didn't think they needed I mean, me personally, I didn't think they needed a change. I thought they're annoying, but that's kind of what they're supposed to be, I think.
Yeah.
So I think that they what they're doing is fine. Does Becky giving Asuka the title and make Becky look weak? No, I don't think so.
But I miss the IICONICS.
By the way, a little fetching. I do wish they would have done it differently, though.
I don't. I was completely fine with it. But I thought the IICONICS, I miss them. I think they add something to the division. I disliked them.
I know somebody who's
for a
thrilled
time.
about the IICONICS Return.
I disliked them for
and
a
it
time.
Wasn't me.
And now, I don't know, they really do add something to the tag team division, or just the division in general. They're such a different character, and they're funny. And they're funny, and they scream a lot, yes, but I feel like almost tonight they kind of had more of a serious aspect to them, you know? They came out and they weren't all like, we're goofy. And you know, they still had the goofiness to them, but they were more serious.
Your sister was excited to see them.
She was. She was running around the house going, oh, iconic! Oh, iconic! Oh, iconic! And I was like, dude, stop, please. Oh, iconic! I'm like, stop!
I miss Peyton Royce more than Billy Kay.
So,
that's why the draft is done. Yeah, I agree. The draft should be done. I think it's stupid to quit doing the stupid stuff. Put people across brands. Miss Gleen, do you think that was the original plan for the Raw's Women Champion?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think that was the original plan on how Becky was going to get rid of it. But with the circumstances, I think it was done well, and I enjoyed it, and I think it was done well.
Here's how I wish they would have handled it. You probably missed the part where I talked about it. I wish they would have said they were going to have a tournament, and then have Asuka, or some way Shayna wins it, and then have Asuka cash in and win it right away.
See, but I don't love that idea because then it makes Shayna look bad. So I don't love that idea of giving the belt to Shayna and then having Asuka cash in like right away, because it does make Shayna look bad. And so I think the way they did it was perfectly fine, and I think they couldn't have done it any better. I think they got the emotion from everybody and everything. I mean, people were going to be emotional regardless, but the emotion from, everybody at home, and they got that from that segment. And I think it was done well, and it was really cool. Just the way they did it. That it wasn't for the briefcase and like a title shot, it was for the title, and Asuka didn't know that. And so, and I mean, nobody in the match knew that, and so I think it was cool doing it that way instead. Because it kind of gave the Money in the Bank match a little different twist. It wasn't even a Money in the Bank match.
Yeah, well, yeah, because the Money in the Bank really didn't mean anything.
No, it didn't. It was for the title. But it's okay.
Who's taking Bayley's title? Wait, don't tell me, Gleen.
So,
I won't tell you. It's going to be Sasha.
The IICONICS won the match.
Actually, now I will be honest, Elijah. I don't know, because if they're going to start doing crossover stuff, there's different things they can do. So, me sitting here saying it's going to be Sasha now, it might be somebody else. I saw there was a basketball game in the WWE highlights tonight. How was that? Little fettuccine at the beginning, I thought was stupid, but I liked the way they ended it. And we'll be talking about that here in just a little bit.
So, the IICONICS won, and next week they're getting a shot at the tag team titles. So cool. Good for them. We then get a Rey Mysterio interview. Rey shows up. He says, Money in the Bank, it just wasn't my night. I'm still here. I got thrown off the building. I landed on the second floor, but hey, I'm still here, and it just wasn't my night. Seth walks up, and I kid you not, Seth was like, oh, I gotta reenact this, because it was great. I'm gonna take my hair down for this, folks. This is the only time you're gonna see this, my recreation of Seth Rollins. I kid you not. He was like, he walks up, and he's like this. And he's standing there.
He was Cousin It from the Addams Family.
He was standing there. His hair was all messed up. He's standing there. And he's like...
Baylor's Tony Storm would be good. Yeah, I think that'd be a good one.
And Ray's like, congratulations, dude. I mean, we're fighting each other, and may the best man win. But on a more serious note, congratulations to you and Becky. And he just stands there. And he's like... And his hair is all like poof in every which direction, and I just couldn't help but laugh. It was so funny.
Yes.
So yes, folks, that was my reenactment of Seth.
Seth was mad because he's going to be spending a lot of money on the baby.
People on Twitter were like, dude, the baby isn't even going to be here for like months. And like, he already looks like he's been up for 47 hours. Like, geez, man, So it was real funny. And it was enjoyable. Very enjoyable.
Smart joke calling Seth, but yeah.
It was really funny. Yeah. Just the entire thing. Seth then just walked off, and it was so funny, so enjoyable, and I loved it. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
So, that was that.
Well, the fact that he was able to do this knowing what was announced earlier. Now, maybe they shot these different times. I don't know, but yeah. I can attest that Mr. G has never looked like that after being 47 hours with a baby. Nope, never have looked like that.
You don't have nearly enough hair.
No.
So, of course you never look like that.
Watching Becky's promo again, what a moment. I shouldn't be watching this again. It makes me even more sadder. Are you crying, James?
See, every time I scroll through Twitter,
You can't
it's
go
like...
there like that.
See,
If you tried. No,
see,
I'm not,
every time I go through Twitter and I scroll, I see more stuff about it, and I'm like, I can't look at Twitter right now because if I do, my eyes are gonna welt up with tears, and then we're gonna be in trouble. So I'm just like, no, stay
No,
on
don't talk about
there.
that. Yeah.
So I just keep keeping my phone there. Don't think about that. Don't talk about that. Don't breathe. Don't eat. Don't sleep.
Did you all talk about Pretty Ricky yet?
Not yet. We're about to get to that, man.
Running out of letters in the trap. I did.
Truth, Ricochet, and Alexander versus Thorne, Vink, and MVP.
Yes, because this is MVP's match of the week for a guy that's retired.
This was, he didn't fight yesterday.
I knew you were, James.
He didn't fight
It's
yesterday.
okay. Just make sure you have tissues next to you.
He didn't fight yesterday, but he fought today. So, I mean, he had to make that up. So, yeah, we had this segment. It was funny. Truth and his, cousin. Pretty Ricky. It's great.
Yes.
So,
Pretty Ricky was cool.
I want to see Seth.
Becky as a messiah.
So, Truth, Ricochet, and Alexander won after Lashley came
Literally,
out.
his Truth was like the best thing to happen in wrestling in a long time.
Lashley and MVP then attack Truth after Lashley came out. And then Lashley was like, we need to talk. So I'm assuming we're going to get some alliance there. Some
MVP will be his
dude
manager.
was,
I was in shock that Becky is pregnant. Wow. I didn't know if real or not going to make me miss Becky. It is real.
Yes.
She has actually done a interview with People magazine.
Yes. I'm going to be Pretty Ricky when I get older. So, yeah, we had that. It
Bailey
was cool.
just tweeted she's proud of Becky. That is awesome.
The only person that's been, not supportive
Let's see
is
this.
Shayna.
Yeah. I'm going to go check out this tweet by Becky. Or by Bailey.
So, yeah, we had that. It was cool. We then get Jinder Mahal in an interview, and he says, my journey back to the top will be a hero's journey. Alrighty.
Yes.
Alrighty then. A hero's journey, as opposed to a villain's journey. I don't know.
It is awesome. Maven cried.
I did
She
cry.
cried at the beginning of the show.
I did cry at the beginning of the show.
So if you haven't seen it, after our show, you can go back and watch the beginning of our show.
Yeah, you can go watch me cry, folks. You can go watch me cry. We got all the raw emotions.
Pretty Ricky. Oh no, Ricochet name. Oh, dang.
So yeah, we have Jinder Mahal. He's gonna have a hero's journey. Okay, what does that mean?
I tell you what, Shayna does an excellent job. People hate her.
We're about to
Which
get
is
to that,
exactly
folks.
what people want.
She made me laugh tonight.
Can't wait to see Backlash. We cannot wait to see Backlash
She
either.
did such a good job tonight. Her segment is next.
Hey, James,
So Charlie comes
my
up to
man
her.
Otis will eat the briefcase.
Stop it! There's no crying in basketball or wrestling either.
Oh, that
is
says baseball.
What?
Baseball.
Oh, I thought that said basketball. I put a T there when there was.
I didn't even pay attention to Raw.
Basketball, baseball.
What's
Basketball
that
would have
say?
been fitting though.
Yeah.
Man. So basketball. Yeah, I mean there was a basketball game on the show. So sorry, my bad. My brain was like basketball. Sorry, my bad.
You need to watch. Watch Even Out, or what is it? What's the movie with the one with Gina Davis and I can't even think of the name of it now.
I don't want.
She says there's no crying in baseball.
Oh, got it. Sorry.
Okay, dyslexia.
Okay, dyslexia.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. My bad. So yeah, Jinder's
Chucky,
face
where's
now.
my pretty peachy briefcase.
So
I want to backlash my face by watching Raw.
Shayna Shayna's segment is next. So Charlie comes up to her and Charlie's like, Shayna, can we get your thoughts on Becky's career-altering announcement?
Who do you think it is, Noah?
And Shayna goes, how stupid do you have to be to get knocked up when you're the champion? I mean, duh, idiot. That kid is gonna suck.
Shayna has thoughts.
You know who the father is.
Yes.
I rest my case. And then she walks off. I died laughing. Mrs. Gleen can vouch for me. I was sitting in the kitchen. I was literally eating my food. I was sitting here watching the show. And I, nearly choked to death on a turkey burger because it made me laugh so hard. I died laughing. It was so funny. Just the way she said it. It was, so out of nowhere. Literally only Shayna.
Ride your wise edge.
Only Shayna
There's no
would...
baseball. Tom Hanks classic. Yeah, what's the name of the movie? I can't think of the movie.
Only Shayna would say
League of Their Own,
something
that's it.
this good.
Got it. I knew it.
It was so good. It killed me. I died laughing. So after that, what?
What? With the no crying in baseball. I was trying to remember the movie.
Well, who's she talking to? You
Probably,
or me?
I don't know. Who knows? Mr. G, you disappoint me greatly. I had to think. It's like I mixed up my baseball movies.
So...
And I couldn't think of A League of Their Own.
So, yeah, that was segment of the year. That segment was great. Loved Shayna in that. When given the right material, Shayna can be amazing. She really can. And I think she's very good at promos. I feel like people don't give her enough credit. After watching the Shayna Chronicle from this weekend, I feel like people really don't give her enough credit for, holding her own and being Shayna Baszler. I feel like a lot of the time people are like, oh, well, she's Ronda's sidekick. Ronda's shadow. I feel like that's what a lot of people look at her as, and that's not necessarily the case. She is very good at what she does, and I feel like she just doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah, I agree.
So, man oh man.
Yeah.
Good promo.
Don't like his heel move. I like him when he was good. Burn it down. I love this heel move. This could tie back into The Fiend and how The Fiend has affected him if they want to do it that way. I think this is excellent. If they do it right, they can tie this back into that. I remember when I was younger, that movie Green Mile, I thought the guy who got executed was Bobby Lashley.
So, we had that. After this, we had
Aleister
Black and Rey
Green Mile's a
Mysterio.
good movie.
Aleister Black and Rey Mysterio versus Seth and Buddy Murphy. Oh, sorry, he's not Buddy. He's
Just Buddy.
He's just
Murphy.
He's just Murphy.
You put down Buddy.
I did right, Buddy. He's just Murphy. His name is Murphy now, my bad. So the entire time, Seth is standing there like I showed you previously. His hair was all in his face, and he's standing there. He's just holding the ropes. Blank face. He's just hanging out. Doesn't tag in at all. Murphy's pretty much the only dude in this match for the entire thing. After, the match doesn't even finish because Rollins just snaps, and he attacks Rey, and then he attacks Aleister.
Shayna Chronic, she related to Snoop Dogg. I love what Shayna said to Natalya. I do too. Shayna is doing, being a heel, and she's doing an awesome job at it.
She is doing an awesome job. He then snaps at Murphy and is like, stay back, stay the hell back. I am getting these dudes, and I'm going to beat the crap out of them. And Murphy's all like, okay, got it. And so...
Yes, the money in the ladder match in Money in the Bank was awesome. With Brother Love. I thought the whole match was awesome, but yeah, the Brother Love part was pretty good.
So we had that, and then Rollins grabs Rey by the face, and he shoves Rey's eyeball into the corner of the steel steps.
Yeah.
And then there's blood.
There was.
And I'm like, what are we doing? That was crazy.
We just blinded
That
Rey.
was crazy talk.
Rey can't see.
And then they were like, Rey, we gotta take your mask off. And so they took Rey's mask off. And then they go backstage, and they were like hiding his face, right?
You'd think when your eyes gouged out, though, you'd have more blood.
So then they went to the back, and, like, you know, they were, like, covering his face at first, and
it
then
would
they
have been
were...
a lot cooler if they would have pulled his head off the corner of the thing, and his eye would have been, like, stuck on the corner of the
Well, that would have been gross.
steps. That would have been awesome.
So, they're, like, covering his face at first when they're by the ringside and hanging out and stuff. And then they go backstage, and then they're like this. They have this much of his face covered. You can literally see 95% of his face. And I'm just like, folks.
Natalya can learn from Shayna that's what she's missed. She's not enough, ruthless enough in the ring. I've got some things to say about it. That her match, I think, because you know what, I was a little more impressed with Natalya tonight. Murphy should have said, "Stop, Seth Rollins. You're going to be a father."
See, now everybody can use that against him at any point in time they want, and he can be like, "So what? Shut up,
Seth. Stop. You're not my father."
We then go backstage.
Thanks, WWE.
We then go backstage, and they're all like, Ray, my eyeball! And Seth shows up, and he's like, Ray, I don't know what happened out there. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened out there. And Aleister Black is all like, you fool! And then he kicks off Buddy Murphy's head. So, that was fun. And then they had to pull him apart.
Murphy.
Sorry, Murphy, my bad. Not Buddy Murphy.
Buddy Murphy.
But I didn't mean
Jesus
Buddy Murphy. Buddy Murphy, who's that? Meant Murphy.
Yes.
He kicked off Murphy's head.
Yes.
And so we had that, and it was kind of like...
Performance or fight the wrong person and good promos and character developing. I think what they've done with some of this has been pretty good.
So... what do you mean, son? I can burn it
Yeah.
down.
I feel bad for Ray's eyes. And it's awful. Eek. Seth Rollins will burn his eyes on it. Like a Hulk.
So, that happened. We then get the Raiders versus the Street Profits in basketball. I don't know anything about basketball, so this segment meant nothing to me.
No crowd. The promos are getting good lately. I thought this whole thing with the Viking Raiders and the Street Profits, I thought was dumb.
Me too.
Until the very end. And then I was like, they actually did this pretty good. Like, through the whole thing, I was like, this is stupid, because, like, the Viking Raiders had no clue how to play basketball, and they were like, I don't get this. This is dumb. I don't know. Oh, ball. I got a ball.
He was something about check.
Yeah,
I don't know what this means, but they would, like, check.
Because you're supposed to check, and then you take the ball and you try and score.
Okay, whatever.
So,
but he
anyway,
goes, check, and then the Viking Raider goes, it's fine, and hands the ball back to Dawkins, and then Dawkins goes,
and he
check,
did it like 3 times.
and he's like, dude, the ball's fine.
Which is why when they were doing this, I was like, this is dumb. Why are they doing this? It's stupid. So then, with the way they ended it, with the Viking Raiders going, you thought that we couldn't play. We are better than you, and we're going to prove it. So then they, like, start shooting and, like, hitting every shot.
Ivar was all like, whoop!
And then, yeah.
Pulling! Woo! Yes! And then he went and did the dunk or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know the terminology for basketball.
I'm
not good at it. I don't play basketball. I don't know about basketball.
Throughout the whole thing, I was like, this is stupid. And then at the ending, I was like, man, that was a good thing. I thought that was pretty cool how they did that. And I just felt that, you know, when they said, oh, we let you in, and then they start hitting every shot, I thought that was kind of cool on what they were doing there. So, yeah. But I thought that was good.
So, we had that. We then go backstage with Shayna once again. Natty comes up and tells Shayna that Shayna, you look real bad disrespecting the miracle that is motherhood. Shayna then says, what do you know about motherhood? You and I both know the Hart Dynasty is going to die with you. And then she just walks off. And I was like...
Mr. G, please teach the young one next to you, bless her heart.
I don't know anything about basketball at all. I don't know anything about any sports. I don't know anything about football. I don't know anything about basketball.
I'm going to bet basketball. If I say... No, she probably doesn't know Steph Curry.
I know who that is.
Okay.
He's a basketball player.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know who that is. But if you could give me somebody else, I probably won't know.
Basketball Vikings battle pop the ball. Ding dong, new tag team champs.
Like, I don't know, man. I don't know jack squat about sports. At all. I know professional wrestling. That's about it. I knew soccer. I played soccer for 3 years. I don't remember anything about that. You kick the ball around. Score it in the goal.
Yeah, that's the important thing.
That's, easy
Kick the
peasy.
ball in the goal.
Goalie. I don't even remember what there's 2 different positions there.
Yeah.
There's the guys that are in the
You
front
like football?
and guys in the
I
back. And then
Nope,
they
she doesn't like football either.
So some of them can run the whole field and some of them can't. That's all I remember. I don't remember the terminology or anything. But other than that, I don't know any other sports. I know very little about hockey. Hockey's cool. I've watched hockey once or twice.
The only time she's seen football is when I have it on.
Pretty much. I don't.
And then she just walks by the TV and keeps going.
I don't seek out
Oh,
football.
footballing. See ya.
Pretty much. That's pretty. But if it's wrestling on the TV,
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, what you watching? Oh, this, and then I sit on the couch and watch it
Yeah, she
for
will do that.
15, 20 minutes, and
Yeah.
then I'll be like, oh, I was supposed to go do something, but I got sidetracked by wrestling. So, man. So yeah, the Shayna promo was good. I loved it. I think again, just kind of dissing everybody, dissing, Becky, dissing just everything. I think it's great. Amazingly great.
Yeah, she does a good job.
So, we then get Shayna versus Natty. This is actually a decent match.
Natalya tonight, I think that's probably the best she's looked.
I liked the 2 of them. Like, they worked well together.
Yeah.
It was kind of Shayna with this
See ya, Noel.
hard-hitting style, and Natty is just kind
You
of...
be safe, too.
I feel like Natty was kind of not cocky or arrogant, but she kind of had that sense type of thing where she's like, oh, come on, like, really,
like I said,
Shayna? Like, that's
this was
all you
the
got?
best I felt that she looked.
So...
I think that this is... In the past, I've thought she was... I didn't think she looked good in the ring.
I still don't like Natalya, but this was better.
But this had... I mean, whether you like her or not, I just didn't think she was good in the ring. And tonight, I felt that she was solid in the ring. She actually looked like she knew what she was doing. I didn't think there was a lot of botches. I didn't think there was a lot of slow motion stuff. And I felt that she did a good job.
They had good chemistry. They did.
She did good. I mean, it was actually a good match, I felt. It's probably the best match I've seen Natalya do. And
I can agree with that.
So, I saw something crazy. Saw Air Viking Jordan cut on that. The technical wrestling was awesome. Gleen, we should do a watch along on AEW Dark at 7. It's a packed show.
So we then get, it was Shayna won the match. After the match, Natty was all like,
Yes.
she was a little bit angry, and I was a little bit like, that was kind of cheesy. You shouldn't do that again. But, whatever. So, we get a King Corbin interview. He essentially just talks about how when he threw, what's his butt? Ray, him, and Alistair off the roof, they landed 6 feet below the building. There was the second floor was 6 feet.
Yes.
And so they fell 6 feet and just happened to land and be fine.
Yeah.
So, cool.
So
I think Rey Mysterio is,
What's his butt?
I think Rey Mysterio is invincible.
So you have Ray get thrown out. Well,
Rey gets thrown into the side of a
he is
building
my
and it's
favorite.
fine. Rey
Now he's
Mysterio
blind.
gets thrown off the roof of WWE headquarters. Rey Mysterio gets his eye poked out. And he's probably going to come back next week and he's going to be fine.
He's going to wear a patch.
Somebody's gotta do something real. I bet you, if they buried him like they did AJ Styles, he would still come back. I mean, AJ Styles came back, but I think Ray would really come back, like sooner than AJ did, because that's what Ray does. He gets killed and it's like, boom, we back.
Jinder Mahal is going to fight Drew McIntyre at Backlash, or try to fight. If they want to do that, I don't have a problem with it. They build Jinder Mahal up. Build the fight up. I think they need to build it up. I don't think you just throw him out there.
Excuse me. Unless they do Corbin, unfortunately.
Just think, if a crowd was there when Becky made her announcement, there wouldn't be a dry eye in the house. Just think, James, there are thousands of houses tonight that did not have a dry eye in them.
So
it's not just one house that didn't have a dry eye. It was several thousand.
Several.
Maybe 1 million.
It was probably a lot of people. So we get told next week we're getting Corbin and Drew, and then we're also getting Bliss and Cross.
Corbin's promos are so
versus
boring.
the IICONICS in a tag team championship match.
Ray's leaving WWE and headed to AEW. Cody has his eyes open for Rey Mysterio. What's he gonna do? Bring him in and like say,
throw him into the side of a building?
We're gonna throw you through a wall. Because it seems like that's what you do. We talked about that, didn't we, Mr. G? Yes.
What?
We did. The dry eye.
Oh.
And how if they would have had like a crowd there that everybody would have been crying for. Well, first off, the Asuka crowd would have like been like yes, and then the
Becky crowd. I think like, everybody would have been like,
you know.
Yes.
Imagine Rey Phoenix. OMG. I mean, imagine. Yeah, I think they can make some good matches with Rey. Or Rey Phoenix.
Yeah.
What acting? Yes, I'm thinking about going into acting.
Yeah, but the crowd, honestly, though, I think it would have been...
on, because we got to do the Miz and Morrison...
Oh, boy.
Video.
You gotta go to Hollywood with that.
I'm working on our, my acting to do that video for... Since we lost to Give Me a Hell Yeah.
You are...
Amazing.
Not.
Oh, you are not amazing. My bad.
Or just you are not. You are not what?
Yeah, do that crying again. How's that?
That was amazing.
Is that good, Elijah?
That was amazing.
Am I ready to go to Hollywood and do that?
Yeah.
Working on your Miz and Morrison.
Liar pants.
I did. We did. Hey, hey, yo, yo.
It's not even the words. You've put it off all day.
No, while I was painting today, I was going, hey, hey, yo, yo.
It's ho ho.
Hell, yo, ho.
You don't even know the words.
Hey, I don't even know the words. Don't cry like that ever again.
Good grief, man. Hey, hey, ho ho. Mrs. G knows the words, and you don't.
MJF is in the chat.
Like, seriously, man. So after this, we get Edge and RKO.
Hey, hey.
My point is proven right there.
My point is proven right there. See, I just messed up the words.
Do you know your name?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I keep talking about Becky. But
your name.
It's okay, James. That's
not your name.
We're your outlet, James.
Your code name for the song.
Yes.
What's your name?
Code name. I don't know.
I'm MCMIZ, and you're...
Morrison.
Johnny Drip Drip, you fool.
I'm Johnny Drip Drip.
I can't wait until you have to say that in the
Apparently
song.
I'm Morrison. Johnny Drip Drip here.
Yeah, you are. MCMIZ. Johnny Drip Drip.
And I'm going to have slobber running down my
face. That's who you get to... So, Edge and Randy Orton. All right. So, Edge comes out. He says, this is the first time I've stood in this ring in 6 weeks. I said the night after the Royal Rumble.
Because I needed a break.
I am here to retire on my terms.
Don't ever say that, please. Y'all should have won.
I know WrestleMania wasn't the end. Last week.
That's right.
Last week, they showed the promo video, and it said I was coming for Randy Orton. Now, you see, that's just not the case. I had my closure. I'm ready to move on. Randy Orton comes out. He says, Edge, I came out here to say one thing.
I want to fight you, for real.
Congratulations.
Imagine Gleen rap. I will buy it then. The new rap will hear.
Congratulations.
There will be a video, Elijah. It's coming.
At WrestleMania, the better man won. He leaves and then he comes back. He says, I tried to come out here and say you were the better man. It was true. The better man won at WrestleMania, but the better wrestler didn't. You entered the Royal Rumble and you got to hide behind 29 other wrestlers. Then at WrestleMania, you picked the match, a last man standing match, which you had to incapacitate.
Yes.
Incapacitate your opponent.
Yes.
Keep him down for the count of 10. Now, really, you haven't had an actual wrestling match in 9 years.
That's a long time.
I think this story writes itself.
You heard that, Scotty, too. Now we have Gleen 5 shoes.
If you've got the guts. If you've got the guts. Then at Backlash, it will be Edge versus Orton in a straight-up wrestling match. Edge then stares down Orton.
Like Morrison, Mr. G.
And then Charlie gets back in the ring, and she goes, wow, if this match does happen, it'll be the best wrestling match you've ever seen. And I'm like, Charlie, you just ruined a perfectly great segment. What is your problem? So.
Like, Charlie came from nowhere.
Yeah, she was
She
there.
wasn't even involved at the end of the interview, and all of a sudden, poof, there she is.
Well, she was there in the beginning to introduce Edge, but then she was like...
They probably announced it on NXT and SmackDown
It's
about
like
that.
so weird.
James, I don't think they're going to ever mention it again. This was a one-time deal. Becky has now told everybody, and now we're just going to move on.
But they mentioned it a lot tonight.
Till they say, well, yeah, it's like, but that's what I'm saying.
Like a lot. It was like every time they came back from commercial break, it was like, let's take a look back at the breaking news.
Straight up wrestling show. Will they be better not do an Iron Man? Yeah, don't do an Iron Man match. That'd be bad.
Charlie
is
is
a
hard.
heartbeat. She's like a magician. She like showed up out of like nowhere.
Man, oh man.
I bet you're going to turn this into a storyline. Yes.
What?
I don't know if John L's talking about Edge and Charlie stepping in, or if he's talking about us acting like we're Miz and Morrison.
Mr. G, get out of my brain!
Sorry, man.
Ah, jeez.
Sorry, Mrs. Gleen.
So. Oh, that was the tweet you were looking for?
She, the woe man, face of the Komani. Spooky.
That was
You
the
keep saying
tweet.
things, I'm tagging them.
That was the tweet you,
The man. I have no idea what happens from...
Well, that's not what I was looking at, but
I was seeing.
Did you read this?
My dreams come true. I leave the same building tonight with my new family. Thank you all so much.
It's her jacket! Ah! It was so, man. Like, jeez.
And then Bailey says proud.
Yes. Bailey's proud. Sasha put 3 hearts.
She's proud because she's leaving.
Charlotte
can
said,
win.
congratulations,
Don't look,
Max.
Maven.
Beyond happy for the both of you. So, all 4 horsewomen. I feel like, okay,
so Janelle was talking about...
if Becky comes...
Oh, you're talking about the Seth Rollins having a baby on the way. They might.
If...
Can I read Elijah's text again? She, the woe man, face of the coal money. How's that, Zando?
If Becky comes back, I think it will be for something like a 4 horsewomen match so they can have their, like... Maybe like the WrestleMania moment, because that's one thing that she said that, you know... I mean, she's literally done everything. She's done everything in the company. She was the fastest rising star. She was the top star in the company for like 2 years. And she was the head of the women's division. And so that was like...
You're welcome.
Her big deal. But one thing that she has talked about...
Her star was burning bright, and now it's out.
It's not out.
The star has burned out. It's become a black hole. She's no longer around. It is over. Becky Lynch is done, gone, out of here. Adios. No longer do I have to hear about the man, except for when Ric Flair shows up. No longer do I have to hear about Becky Two Belts.
Shut your face.
As she has retired, just like Ric Flair did.
She technically hasn't
is
retired.
gone.
She
She's
never
outta
said the
here.
words, I'm retiring.
Oh, geez.
She said she's leaving to have a baby. If you listened to the promo right, you would have heard that, you fool. But you didn't.
Yes.
So, like
You
I
would have
said,
got Becky
one
first.
thing that I think that if she does decide to come back, you know, down the road
She's
in the
bringing
next
the baby
couple of
with
years.
her. She's going to have a papoose.
Up.
Is that what it's called?
Jeez.
A papoose?
I don't know. Just stop.
She'll
She's a
have
Hall
the
of
kid on
Fame
her back while
quality
she's
wrestler.
wrestling.
She is a Hall of Fame quality wrestler, and she will go into Hall of Fame. But no, what I'm trying to say, oh my gosh, jeez. I think when she comes back, if she comes back down the road in the next couple of years, I think that it will be for a 4 horsewomen match. They can have their fatal 4-way of the 4 of them fighting each other on a big stage like WrestleMania, and that's what I think.
3 women because she'll have the 4th one on her back if it's a girl.
Stop talking, jeez. No, that'll be what it is.
This is the little man on my back. I am the man. This is the little man.
You are ridiculous.
Sorry. She's a Hall of Fame quality wrestler. Yes, I would agree.
I already read that. You would have known that if you were paying attention.
I was going on about, the papoose on her back. They're trying to make Charlie like a new Lillian Garcia. Yeah. Thank you, Maven. Speak the truth. She did speak the truth.
Hey, what up?
How's it going?
You in here. You missed me crying, man. You missed it.
Stole the show. She a woman that was iconic.
She is.
That's right. Iconic.
That was terrible. That's bad. We're not even gonna.
Mine are yours.
Mine.
Gotcha.
I was way too high.
Maybe the tears again. Hopefully, happy tears.
Yeah, it was. You gotta go back and watch it.
She was crying.
Do not.
It was a sad day. Sad day on the Wrestle Story.
We need to get a frame so we can frame this and write on it the day Becky Lynch made her announcement.
In my defense, I fell asleep on the sofa. As we said, happy trails to Becky.
Lynch.
My ears are now. Well, how many other Beckys are? We just said Bella. Happy trails to Becky from down the street.
Man, that's funny.
I'm not saving your damn Becky issue in a frame. Becky. Oh, tissue. I'm not saving your damn Becky tissue in a frame.
You weirdo.
She's not going to save your damn Becky issue in a frame either.
Here, I got it. Just wait.
A new book called How to Be the Man by Becky Lynch is coming. Yes. I believe so.
Okay.
That's
so we did have Rey Mysterio.
He has no eye.
We had this picture frame was for.
You're making die of laughter. Am I making you die of laughter? Okay.
Unfortunately, Rey Mysterio no longer has an eye.
What is that?
We are framing my Becky Lynch.
Isolation Baby There's nothing better to do.
We are framing my tissue.
Yes.
Sorry, Ray. You have no eyeball.
Ray.
You're out of here.
Maybe you could cover your eye with that tissue.
Man.
When you see us next, there's going to be a little tissue over Ray's eye. Just be looking for it. Triple H or Vince was like, we gotta take this belt off of Becky. Gotta take the belt from Becky, dang it. Yeah.
There you go.
That's some heavy foundation on that tissue, man. Yes, it was. She cried. Dude, that's blasphemy. Is she talking to me? She's talking to you. There it is. We do not have to wait till our next show. She has put a tissue on Ray's eye right there.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
You're going to do something special on Twitter about Becky. That's cool, James.
Holy moly.
That says 619 too. Does it?
I don't know. It might say 619. It's signed by Ray.
No, it says Rey Mysterio. It's time for you to go.
Oh, man. So, yeah, I cried. It was great. Tears of...
It's time for who to go?
Me to go. Maven is correct! No, but I cried. Yeah, it was epic.
She did cry.
I did cry.
I missed the beginning, so I missed the whole thing to start with.
So Mr. G did
I caught the tail end of when she was handing the belt, and then I heard...
Okay, that's not what it sounded like. I went, ah! And then I went, ah! I can't believe this. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, that was like the sweetest thing I've ever seen in my life. And my face went all ugly, and it was great.
I don't want to kill anybody's endo.
I'm crying because
my goal is not to kill you.
Yes, it is, Maven. That's not how it went down.
Please don't cry.
The ugly cry.
We already started this.
And that's exactly what it was. It was an ugly cry. The cry I did today on stream.
Is there a good-looking cry?
No, there really isn't. Because the cry I did, that's exactly how you sounded.
I don't know.
Over here.
Crying is crying. I didn't know. I'm happy we got a new women's champion. I want to see what Asuka does with it. Yes, I agree, Elijah. I hope they do some good stuff with her. Because she's good. I like what she does. There's a lot of things you can do. Mrs. G, can you make Mr. G stop?
She could, but... Oh, hey! I wore the curtain. I wore the curtain today.
She did wear the curtain there. Give me a hell yeah.
I wore the curtain just for you.
Yes.
Just for you. Because it's the curtain. The curtain
The
shirt.
curtain.
The curtain. It's no longer the man. It's the curtain.
Backlash to face Asuka. Yes, it's too late now. I don't think you can do it. They should have done the tournament to determine the champion.
No, they should
and then Asuka, cash in. But I'm guessing Becky probably had something to do with how this is going to go.
I would assume so.
As far as Asuka getting the title.
She's probably like Asuka's. See, that's what I said. I said the whole thing came full circle. It was, Asuka.
To Raw to face Asuka, yes.
Asuka was Becky's biggest challenge. And so it only made sense.
Yes.
I think it only made sense to have it come full circle, and Becky was like, she was my biggest challenge, and I want to give it to her.
Cashed in. No, the belt was in the briefcase.
So
she just took the belt.
Well, they said
Actually, Becky handed it to her.
No, they said that...
Actually, they said something else.
They said that the Money in the Bank briefcase wasn't actually for the Money in the Bank briefcase. Everybody thought it was for the Money in the Bank briefcase, but it wasn't. It was actually for the Raw Women's Championship, which was inside of the Money in the Bank briefcase. And so that's what it was for.
Do you think Seth told Becky to do it? No. I think this is all up to her. I think it was her idea, her decision. And so that's where...
it made everybody cry.
Yes. Well, it made you cry. And James.
And all the Becky Lynch fans from around the world.
All the Becky Lynch
fans.
And
even people who didn't like Becky Lynch were sitting on Twitter going,
I'm
not crying, you're crying.
And even those that were like Asuka fans were crying because she got the title.
Exactly.
So a lot of people in Japan were crying.
A lot of people were upset.
So Becky put a belt in the briefcase and a bun in the oven. Awesome.
The cry heard around the world. Yeah, just imagine if there was like a crowd there. It would have been nuts.
Yes, we should have built an arc for everybody that was crying because it's going to...
And watching Becky cry, it was like... Emotional City. It was terrible.
Emotional City.
See, that's why I can't go on Twitter. I can't go on Twitter because I see videos and then I go, ah!
That's exactly what she does.
Ah! Pretty much.
How many good matches we got on Wednesday, Gleen? And AEW and NWA is coming back too. I don't know. We'll have to see. I think about AEW, they tell stories, so I think you could have several. Oh no, it's maybe it can't go on the tweeter.
Yeah, at least not for a week.
No. Or 2 days.
Or 2
2 hours.
2 days.
I don't know. We'll see, Elijah. What's supposed to be the main event on Wednesday for AEW?
I have no idea. I'm not thinking about Wednesday. I'm thinking about now.
Well, we know. I cried like a damn baby.
Me too.
We knew you would, James. We knew you would.
So sad.
I don't know why she was crying.
Because she was sad,
Like,
dude.
she didn't know it was happening.
Becky?
I can't believe this is happening!
Becky?
Yeah.
You're an idiot. You don't know anything. Jeez. I would be crying too if it were me.
Tyson Neal made all those good clean.
Jeez.
So we gotta give him props, and Dana Brooke made this.
Well, it was like, she worked her butt off to, like I said, she worked her butt off to get to the top of her career. And it was like...
So why'd she cry?
She's done everything. She doesn't want to leave, but...
Well, she could have made it so she didn't have to.
But she... She doesn't want to leave, but... She wants to leave and go have a kid.
That was her decision, so,
so it was like torn of like, I don't want to leave the thing that I love, but I want to go start a family, and so...
I think someone is getting killed in the living room, or y'all have a wild animal in the house. I think it's a wild animal in the house.
Wild animal in the house?
The house. The 2-year-old's
Sounded
running
like
around.
said mouse.
He's running around back there. It's the emotional end of the era, Mr. G.
Yeah, because, like, she said she's like, I might come back. I might not. I mean, it'll depend on how I feel after and, you know, if I want to come back and, you know, but it's like, ah! So.
Becky
Yes.
stands for life. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think she's good. You know, Elijah's looking forward to some stories. Yeah. All right. We got anything else we need to talk about?
I don't think so. I'm scrolling through Twitter very quickly, trying to scroll through past everything. And I'm not seeing anything.
MJF come back. Yes, because his pinky finger
See?
is okay.
See what?
He no longer has the hangnail.
No,
Maybe we couldn't stay off Twitter for 10 minutes. Yep.
I couldn't.
See? They look like Becky Lynch. They want to talk about it. But she knew she had to because of the emotion she had. Yes. He has time to get
So
his toe.
Ah.
I guess Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey next year. I don't think she'll come back. I can't get on Twitter right now. Bullcrap.
Well, I just scrolled through past everything. Scrolled through past?
Oh, there's Becky Lynch.
Scrolled past everything. Exactly.
I just hope we keep getting good shows like this going week after week. Yeah, I thought tonight was solid. Like I said, I didn't like the Street Profits thing at first, and then at the end I thought it was good. Sting got released because Sting tweeted with Cody. Yeah, Sting's going to AEW, I'm pretty sure. He's going to go do something down there.
You pretty sure about this?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's going to go down and be a manager of...
Becky Lynch has broke the internet? Yeah, dude, you got that right.
He's going to go down and be manager for... People. Luchasaurus and Jungle Express. Or whatever.
Jurassic Express.
Yeah,
you
them
fool.
too. I just renamed them Jungle Express.
That's what I called them for the
That's what they
longest
do
time.
for, Viking Raiders. They just kind of, change the name, so... So, yeah. All right. Good night, guys. Awesome show. Remember, always Stan. #the man. Yes. Nah, she should head to Hollywood, baby. Money, baby. She still have the belt with all the moolah in the Money in the Bank briefcase. Yes. I agree. I was mad. Some people on Twitter are idiots and was saying some bad stuff about Becky. Yeah, well, sometimes you have to weed out like the morons and just ignore some of them. The Jungle Express. Yes. The new name.
Yes. Yeah.
I could have called it Jurassic Park.
I don't know. I feel like I called them that before.
I think you have.
I've called them the Jungle Express. I'm pretty sure I've called them Jurassic Park. I've called them Jurassic Express, which is their actual name. I've called them Marco Stunt with Luchasaurus.
The little guy with the big guy and the guy that's in the middle.
Yeah, they have had many names. So yes.
So, yeah.
Yes, folks.
All right. We will be working on our video sometime in the next week.
Yes.
So be looking for that. I thought Jurassic Park was your actual name. Was their actual name? Good. I thought you were calling me Jurassic Park. Thought Zandel was like making fun of me or something.
That's funny.
All right. Thanks, James. You're awesome. You rock.
Yes. Everybody rocks.
All right. With that, we are going to take off. We'll be back. The video will come out sometime in the near distant future. Yes, the video will be coming out in the near distant future. We will be doing Miz and Morrison.
Hey.
Hey, yo,
Ho,
yo, ho, ho. Mr. Jurassic Park.
He doesn't even know the words.
That's what I'm. Yeah, I don't even know the words, so I'm in trouble. Hey, ho,
Ho, ho. Miz and Morrison.
Good night.
MC
Awesome show. Thanks, James.
And who are you?
I'm Drippy Morrison or whatever. What is it?
Johnny Drip Drip.
Johnny Drip Drip.
You fool.
Good night,
I'm
Jack.
Drippy Morris.
Whoever, same thing. Drip, drip.
Johnny Drip Drip and MCMIZ, you fool.
MCIM.
The YMCA!
WTH, dude.
I'm the YMCA.
I'm Johnny Drip Drip, apparently.
And I'm
Johnny Drip Drip. I gotta remember that. We're gonna take off. We're out. We will see you guys on Wednesday. Peace out, everybody.